Anyway, welcome everybody. I'm using the title that is going to come up in June with Lonnie at a DuPage Monarch Project Pollinator Week program. So it's called Flight, Buzz, and Bloom. And this is with us, the Darien Garden Club, and how garden clubs must play a role in supporting pollinators. So our garden club reaches the community and supports pollinators in many different ways. We have gardens, we do some education, community outreach, and service projects. We have gardens that we created and maintained in the community. This is one of them here. We were established, as we said, almost 25 years ago in 2001. We hit the ground running. This photo on the left is from our first photo op for the Peace Memorial at Darien Community Park, which we care for and have planted over the years. This year we plan to include some native shrubs and forbs. If you can look in the background here, you can see some milkweed that we've let prosper there, and we've had eggs and caterpillars and such there too. So this is a special place for us. In 2015, this parking lot island was refurbished, and we started a pollinator or butterfly. We call this the Butterfly Garden at St. John Lutheran Church, where we meet. Again, it's just a parking lot island where the water drains into, so it has a depression in the center, so it's kind of a wetland. And all they had were these roses and this tree and some grasses, and it's been changed quite a bit through the last 10 years. So we meet there occasionally about once a month to clean up, weed, deadhead, and so forth. And we collect all the all the milkweed seeds at the end of the year from the common milkweed there. Here's the sign that went in there a couple years ago once I joined this committee. And it's on the flyway. And we also had this donation of this little girl here from our library. So it's a sweet spot. We see it when we come to our meetings. And a few things I've seen there. This is the only morning cloak I've ever seen. So I'm kind of proud of that. We have another spot that our member Claudia, who was president at the time, rescued from the city and county who were spraying it. So she's maintained this for several years. Just this year, she's relinquished that due to her health, but we've also collected all the pods from there too. So, and we have a sign there as well. At Inspired Living, which is now Sunrise in Westmont, we established a pollinator garden there in 2019. And here, this gentleman was a resident there, and he loved that area and helped water and maintain that with us. We also put a sign up there, and this spot, as you know, pollinator garden will come back every year. So we added a few things, and we do some vines there and so forth for the hummingbirds because the residents there really love to watch them. So here's just a couple shots from there. We put some education signs from Monarch Joint Venture on there as well. Again, so it changes through the season. And right now, this facility has a retired entomologist from Springfield area. And he has collected eggs and raised some monarchs there for them. So they have had releases over the last couple of years. He's been there about 2 years. So he takes watch over that monarch or milkweed patch there. We also have our local library has pollinator gardens where we've planted swamp milkweed in this 4-foot container here. And we have presence of monarchs there too. Just this week, I stopped over, I think it was yesterday, and we also have in that same bed, we have Golden Alexander, which is coming back really well. And these are just 2 small plants that I rescued from my grass, from the seed from my Golden Alexander. And it's filling in the pot really nicely. And then in the middle, the swamp will come back up, but we have a sign there as well near that spot. And this place down this retention area is used for education, and I help there during the summer for their STEM classes. So we always check for eggs and caterpillar activity, swallowtail, and monarch. I also do the containers there on behalf of the club, and I've even used milkweed pods in the winter there, and we try to plant a little bit for pollinators. And I've found a few over the years on those pots. So, okay, the last garden, I think this last one, is the St. John Sprouts Garden, which we established in 2022. And this is also at the same church where we meet. And we got a grant from National Garden Clubs of $1,000 to add to this garden. So we kind of pulled funds. We used some for other things, rain barrel and so forth, but we pulled our funds with the church and another donor, and we were able to put this monarch mural up on is actually the trash area there. That's a concrete brick wall. So we're proud of that, and the kids enjoy that. We like to take pictures and watch them grow. We do have the kids do some artwork there, and they learn all kinds of things, not just about growing vegetables and so forth, but about pollinators and other wildlife. So we had our garden walk there last year. Our club had a public garden walk, and we were on the stop. So we had our sprouts, this little James here helping people out into the garden to show that off. So, and we made some vases. This is Megan here, who and her daughter, who along with me, she had the vision, and we put it into place with our club. So we now have a very active 19-member family youth club. And the garden's also used for some fun too. Last year we did a meeting on rain gardens and how to conserve water, and then we made a big squirt gun party out of it. So here we are planting. We, often see bugs and so forth. So the kids are always learning there. This is also adjacent to that butterfly garden that we tend. So we use that for education as well. They went out looking for pollinators. We had a pollinator safari for one of our meetings. They've made butterfly puddling stations. We collect seeds and break that up. So they're learning a lot out there. We have a new composter. We grew these big squash in a Three Sister blend. So, and we've even taken to selling some of our blooms. So it's a very, very active, very cool place. We have an annual pickle party, and this is the pickle party walkthrough. So we have, usually we try to grow our own dill and cucumbers, but most of the time we have to supplement that. But people bring their jars, and we prepare the brine and teach them how to make pickles. And actually, Judy, who's on the call, is her recipe we use. We also have this spot beyond the garden that has been cleared now. This year, it's finally cleared to the end, and we have vision of trying to put some grants together and put up a native shrub border there. So this area is really touched by Darien Garden Club as well as the church. Okay, on the other corner of the building, we have this brand new garden. I misspoke. This is our brand new garden established last year. And Chris Basaki, who I don't think is on the call, but she was going to try to make it. She went to the NAMI education, which is North American Monarch Institute, I believe. Lonnie can correct me. Education up in Madison 2 summers ago, I believe. And she was charged with building a garden, and they allowed her to apply for $1,000 grant, which she did. And then she also got support from Rotary, a local Rotary club. So with that funding, we've put together this garden on the exit out of the church. So here we are planting, and then later in the summer, we did a meeting on monarchs, and Chris is in the purple there. She showed the children around the plantings and so forth. So very cool place. So the other thing we do in the community is some service projects. We do some senior home gardens. We do garden therapy education with seniors. And we go to the local schools and help. And we also do a lot of seed collecting and sharing. So we're going to go through some of this. So garden therapy and education. This is the terrace garden, which is on the second floor at Aspired as well. And we plant this as like a U-shaped garden. So each season we plant it differently. We've done rainbows up there, and this one was pretty much a pollinator garden. We had some Mexican sunflower and so forth in there. So this is one of the ladies on the far left is a resident. The rest of us were helping that day. So we did some releases there. Our friend Lynn, who's on the left here, she raised a few monarchs for them. And this gentleman on the right was just so elated that this thing landed on him. It was a lot of fun that afternoon. We do things there, we touchy feeling, get your fingers in the soil, so forth. So we do some artwork with the flowers and blooms we bring from home or from their gardens. We do some floral arranging. The center picture is us planting with the seniors on that terrace garden, and we've even made wristlet bouquets with them too. We try to bring some stuff from home and whatever is around. This is another home that we go to called Eden Vista. They have a courtyard garden, and we also help them plant. We don't maintain as much there, but we do help them get started in the spring. This is the back end of the pollinator garden, back at Aspired. Um, Again, this is Aspired to we do a lot of gardening there. We have done the most gardening there. And there's dill everywhere there, and we have swallowtails into November. So it's kind of fun for them to see the caterpillars. One year we did just zinnia up there. I think this was COVID year, and we just spread seed to make it easy for us. And this gentleman, he had a blast watering and taking care of things, and he had his head right in there. We also make bouquets and leave them for the residents. We've done also some other work. We've made frames and had them design frames of their own. So we do a lot with the seniors. There's a couple schools locally that we do fall cleaning and Earth Day cleaning, which we just got through. This picture on the left, that was the garden before we touched it. It was kind of a mess, so we've turned that into a pretty nice space. And also plant some planters for the spring. So we have several volunteers, and this spring we had probably about 45 people in that little area. Lots of kids, lots of families, and our Sprouts families came, even though they don't go to school there, they came and helped too. So this is really good outreach and also education for them. Last year we took the milkweed pods and we broke them up, and this year they are coming up. They're tiny, tiny, tiny right now, I think. I'm going back to check them, but we had them separate the pods out and play nature. So very cool. This is another local school. I've been there once or twice to help them separate seed for us for our seed library. And these kids had a blast breaking up peas and so forth. So it's really cool to get children involved in all of this. Another thing that we do, this is Claudia and I here. We collect native seeds at the end of the season from all of our members. And I drive it down to a woman named Kay McNeil down in Frankfurt. So we try to take a picture of the back of my car. And Kay, when I get there, she's got open arms, gives me a big hug. And this goes to a woman at IDOT, which I finally spoke to this season. And they share it not only with transportation and areas, but also with scouts and other groups that are going to plant a big project. So we feel like it's going to a good spot. And I don't know how many people have come up to me. What do I do with all these pods? I said, bring them to my porch. My porch gets filled. This is the seed pods that Claudia collects from that little spot that she took off the city's hands, and she carefully dries this out and packages it up, and we give away at all our events and meetings. So we have put lots of seed in the ground and in hands. This is her display with a couple other members, which is at every event we do. So we have sponsored the library's seed library as well. We bring our seed in, we've decorated it, and we put some information out there about topics for the season. So that's a new initiative this year, but those little drawers are filled with seeds. So it's kind of cool. The next thing I'm going to cover is our education, which we do a lot of environmental type of education. In fact, Anna Marie was at our club a couple years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago, and I think she talked about her permaculture. But this is a Xerces educator, and we had her at our library. We once a year we do a larger meeting with our library for Garden Week, which is the first week of June. So here, this was sort of the crowd we get there at the library. We've had people talk about prairie plants. We have some local, actually, St. John's Church has a cemetery prairie that is original to Illinois. So they have a couple botanists and so forth, and they gave this talk. They keep care of that. Anyway, so we try to have more education related to environmental than creating flower arrangements per se. This is another one of our bigger talks. This was a woman from up in Lake County who came down. So we're talking about pollinator gardens. So, all right. So we also did some education related to City Nature Challenge, which just ended yesterday or Monday. And that's a pretty cool thing to get involved in. We did teach some people about iNaturalist at the library again and our members and so forth. Then we went out on the grounds to learn. So try to keep people getting out in nature. We celebrated cicadas last year by buying shirts together. We had a educator from the Morton Arboretum come and fill us in on those. So, and then here's our youth club education. We do things from artwork out in the garden. The kids make signs every year, like those lawn signs. We've even had a sixth grader give them education. This is Dana, who's probably in high school now. Anyway, her and her dad came to do this DuPage sunflower project. She shared seeds. She wants sunflower everywhere in DuPage County. This is Chris doing her Monarch meeting last fall. And we did this program where you color monarchs, color a monarch paper, and then she sent in a package, which was then shipped to Mexico. The children in Mexico did the same. They colored their monarchs and are sending them back to us. And we've been getting dribs and drabs of emails back from different schools as far as Maine, I think Arkansas, and so forth. Chris is compiling all that. And then we're going to bring all those pictures that those kids from Mexico, once they get, they also need to translate too. So we're going to have some time explaining that to them, that their monarchs are back. So this is the children that night in front of the monarch mural. We've had owl education with the kids and families. This year we had Kim White, who's a great educator with the DuPage Monarch Project as well. She came and did her animal education. She had, I don't know, frogs, tortoises, birds, all kinds of different animals. The kids on the left were so excited to win their squash. We do a raffle usually at the end of the night, and these are the three who won the big squash. This little girl in the middle, she won a poster contest and poetry contest. We just have a lot of fun with the kids. Okay, so community outreach. This is Arbor Day just a few days ago. We've been at Wild Things, which is a large conference in the Chicago area. We did a poster there this year to show all the things that we do to support Wild Things everywhere. We do a seed exchange at our library yearly, usually in March, and the Sprouts mom and her son were there helping to show seed starting. We do cleaning of seeds. This is the crowd. We also have a house plant exchange at the same time. This is a really popular event, and we can't do it without all these volunteers. So I have great volunteerism in our club. Um, Here's Arbor Day this week. We have a table there. We also have saplings that we give away from Bartlett Tree Experts. So the kids go home with seed. We have I made magnets printed with trees on them. So, and there's several schools that come and they release painted ladies, I think they're called. Yeah, painted ladies. And so it's a really fun event. We do that every year. This birding experience event we've done. This was the first one. We're doing one this Sunday, and DuPage Birding Club will come and help, and we'll be out in the garden, hopefully with binoculars and showing the kids how to use them and learn about birds and adults as well. We're going to have education inside, a couple speakers. Um, And pollinator education, we do pollinator week. This year we're skipping because we're doing the bird event, but every national night out, which I think we've done about five in a row, is a local event the police hold and organizations are there, but we always use a pollinator theme. We have matching cards, photo cards, a game to play. We usually have, sometimes we have caterpillars to show and so forth, but we do bee education. We have artwork for them to do. We give away or ask for donations for milkweed plants. Um, Again, here's our table. It's very colorful with the tablecloth too, but um, always out educating. This is Chris too with her butterflies too. And some of our native plants that we give away or ask for donation at some of these events. So, and it's just great to get all this out. A few years back, we had a tent come from Salt Creek Butterfly, and I think that's Salt Creek Farm, maybe. And we had all ages in and out of the tent. We had one of our senior homes came with a bus, and you could get inside the tent and have all these monarchs flying around. So, in 2023, we received the Protector of the Year. I almost said project. Pollinator Protector of the Year award from DuPage Monarch Project. And this is Connie here giving me the award at our October event. So we're very proud of that. And I think some of this kind of shows maybe why we got that. We've done tours in our park habitats over the years. This was, I think, about 3 years ago. Our October event, we give away saplings, we mark the trees, do some more education. This is a 250-year-old tree in Smart Oaks Park, and you'll see the Morton Arboretum tag on it. We go around to the parks and try to mark the oaks so people can get out and find them. We partner with Chicago Regional Tree Institute and which is a part of Morton Arboretum. And we've had a poster at their events as well. So our October, these are our boards from October. We do some more education with the kids and families. Again, trees are given away. They took acorns home to plant. They became a squirrel. We use squirrels to open up the acorns. So we're all about trees too. So these are just the four main things that we do. I just want to give you a better look at that mural, which we're very excited to have. And I think that's it. So there's a QR or information if you want to get a hold of us. My personal information's under me, all grown up next to the monarch there. So, okay, that's it for me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.